Hey guys, so Alan sent me a message on Facebook and wanted me to answer some questions for a video, and here I am! That was weird. What is good? What is good? What's Woods Goods? I just filmed a Woods Goods. That's good. I'm also starting a new job tomorrow. I'm going to be working in a restaurant. It's kind of daunting, actually. I had to do a homework for it last night, which took about 3 or 4 hours of everything they expect from me, and they expect me to memorize the entire menu before tomorrow. They hired me 2 days ago, and they told me yesterday they want me to memorize the entire menu as far as what's in the burgers, what's in the food, what highlights the food, and remember it all before tomorrow or I'll get sent home. I don't have time, so I'm gonna have to wing that shit. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Playing the NES, and it's typical. It's what most people's video game memory is, playing some sort of Nintendo system. When I was born at the same time as the NES came out. And my parents had one, I guess, at the time of my birth, and I grew up playing it. I grew up playing it all through Super Nintendo age as well, because I didn't have any interest in upgrading. I didn't upgrade until 64. So I spent the first 8-9 years of my life playing the NES. Maybe even more than that. Playing it every day. About the 15 or 20 games that I had, one of them being a Maxi 15 pack, which had 15 more games on it. So I grew up playing about 30 games on the NES, as well as I had a little DOS computer that I played some video games on as well, but it was mostly NES for me. Super Mario Brothers and Menace Beach were my favorites. My favorite console would probably be GameCube, I think, just because it's such a unique console. It looks unique, it has a damn handle on it, it has the Game Boy Player attachment, it has a Panasonic Q version, which I love and is my prized possession. I hope you guys can see it, it's right there. And the gaming library is just so unique. Games like Lost Kingdoms, which I go on about a lot, is probably one of my favorite series of games, one of my favorite games of all time. And it's something that's just so unique to the system that no one really ever talks about. But I don't know, the system itself is just, it had a lot of good games, a lot of great games actually, and was the first, I guess, step into like the hardcore gamer market, and it had really great graphics for its time. It was the only time Nintendo was really on top of the graphics. I collect everything apart from Atari. I just don't like Atari, and there's so much of it. I collect anything Nintendo, obviously, for any Nintendo system, except 64. I'm not a huge 64 guy. I had one growing up and I loved it. I probably had about 10 games for it, a lot of the good ones too. But it just didn't age well in my opinion, and there's so much I'd rather play on NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube, even Wii. The 64 is just a really weird period. I don't know, I'm not into it. But yeah, I don't know, I collect a lot of random crap. I like collecting obscure things. I like having random things in my collection that when someone sees it, they're like, what is that? Like, hardcore collectors will ask me questions about it. Sometimes it's the Panasonic Q. I don't have much in this country that's really unique, I don't think. Back in Australia, I have a lot of things that was unique to my collection. Obviously, a lot of things that were unique to Australia as well. But that's something that I like collecting. I don't know if I have one specific favorite video game memory. I just love the fact that I grew up on video games. When I was young, I didn't really have many friends. I moved around a lot. I went to like 10 different primary schools before I even hit high school. And then I went to like 2 or 3 different high schools. I was always moving. It's no surprise I ended up moving overseas. I don't know, I've just always getting bored in one area, and it's probably due to how I grew up. But doing that so much, it's hard to keep friends. But the only things that came with me everywhere I went were my video games, and my Game Boy and my Game Boy Advance, my N64, my NES. Wherever I went, the games went. And that's what I do in most of my free time, is I'd sit at home in a dark room playing video games. which almost sounds sad, but at the time it was awesome. It was all I cared about was playing video games, coming home and playing video games. And then when I ended up getting friends in high school, guess what we done? We played video games. We stayed in the same dark room and played video games together. Weird question. Of course I play video games, and of course I collect video games. Uh, Video games are my life. It's if you've watched my channel, you know that. You know that I collect them. I have a whole show about collecting them. You know that I play them because I make videos about me playing them. I wish I could play them more. I don't really have time these days. I'm so busy traveling. Woe is me, right? And trying to get a job and working, which is actually woe is me because I'm getting paid like $9 an hour now. And filming and editing and filming and doing all of this crap. I don't have time to play video games anymore. I was saying last night to a friend, since I've moved to Canada, which I think it's almost been a month now already, maybe 3 weeks, a month, the only one game I've managed to find time for was Wolf Among Us. It's like a 10-hour game, and I finished that. But that's, what, a couple hours a week I've managed to fit in gaming. So, no, my gaming time's definitely gone down, which sucks being an adult. I wanna try and find more time for it. But I have to sleep too. So thank you, Alan, for these questions, and I hope I answered them to your full desires. And I'm going to go edit some of my own videos now. But I appreciate you guys watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And Alan and myself and other people will see you next time. Bye.